the next 40 years and you don't even have a website. You need to keep up with the times. I don't know anyone that doesn't have, first of all, it's just so clear to me, but they have not understood. The people that they were serving when they just started are older right now. The older folks end up becoming, they're not consumers after a while for your product. Who is? The new generation. Everyone's on social media. Everyone's on TikTok, Instagram, or whatever it may be. They have their phone in their hand all day long. And you're not showing your product on social media? That's wild to me. Folks are literally calling me, sending me wire transfers, and they say, Mike, I'm not flying to New York. I see the stuff you show. This is what I'm looking for. I'll send you the wire transfer and we'll make a happy deal. And you're missing all these opportunities. You think the world is coming to an end. You think the industry is dying because you're doing the same thing you did 20 years ago today and you want it to work the same way. 20 years is a very long time. Whoever you were serving isn't getting married right now. They're already thinking about retirement or other stuff. 20, 25 years, it's a different world. And you're selling wedding bands and engagement rings. Be where your buyer is. You have to understand your buyers. So basically, the main thing I want to express here is you got to keep up with the time. You got to keep up with the times. I'm very excited about AI. AI is obviously changing every single industry, like I've done before with my hardware and my CNC machines and my precision setting and my microscopes for micropave setting. Those were all tools, but now definitely AI is the future, and I have a very close eye on AI. Mike Nectar. Diamonds are my specialty. I could tell you what the rarest gemstone I have available right now is. I have a 40 karat fancy yellow. It's millions of dollars. I'm not going to talk about the price on camera because that's a type of piece that when you have a rare gem piece, you don't show it to everyone. You don't specify the exact price to everyone. It's only available based on if a qualified person who has the intention to buy something like that. Otherwise not. Mainly because you don't want too many people knowing about it. That helps the final consumer. Imagine it's a rare piece, so it's one of one, it's like an individual, and you will not mistake it for anything else even 10 or 15 years from now. That being said, if the price of a particular piece today is $2 million and everyone knows this, it might be tough for the final consumer to resell it in the future when they release it back into the market at a higher number if everyone knows all the history. So buyers prefer to buy stones that not too many people know about yet. So it becomes very limited in terms of knowledge and stuff like that. All right, in the rare gemstone world, stones might exist, but not everyone is informed about them unless they are qualified in the sense where you know, if you're the broker or the owner of that stone, you're not going to tell just everyone about that stone. It's not something you want to blast. You want to keep the knowledge of that rare gemstone undercover. It's very similar to art or paintings, simply because buyers want to buy gems that the whole world doesn't know about already. They prefer to buy things that are rare and not everyone else has seen. Something that happens sometimes is, let's say there's a really special high carat weight, super high clarity, rare gem, and you tell one person about it and they're so shocked by this gem's existence and they start talking to other people about it, for example at a cocktail party, and other people start talking about it. They're trying to dish it off or broker it or sell it to someone else. You see a GIA certificate that represents a really special stone get broadcasted and blasted to tons of other people, and every time someone else is showing it to someone else, they're literally adding, they're doing their speculations and they're adding hundreds of thousands of dollars to the price. It becomes crazy, and they can't even get access to the stone because they heard about it from someone. which is why we try to keep the really rare gems undercover, and you're only going to know about them unless you're qualified, in the sense that you've shown the intent, you've shown the capability to make that purchase. You're specific asking about, if you're asking about a particular shape, color, and clarity and carat weight, if I don't have it, I'm not going to go and say, by the way, maybe you should look at this other shape, color, and clarity. I'm going to be very specific. It's going to be either a yes or no answer. It's different when you're dealing with smaller stones. Let's say someone says, I'm looking for a 1.9 carat round triple excellent GIA certified DVS2, and you have the 1.85, you show them the 1.85, even if yours is a EVS2 or a EVS1. It's close, so you show it's not that important. But on the important stones, you need to prove who you are and what your intentions are before that information becomes available to you. So when I've broken ice with a client and we've done some deals in the past, I feel a little bit more comfortable to open up other diamond vaults, let's say, or diamond doors that no one else even knows exist. So you need to build that relationship and get to that point, and you're definitely not just gonna find it available on a website or anything like that. You need to know what you're looking for, and you should consider it an honor and a certain level of respect if someone is offering something that to you, like that to you. But that's the main thing. A lot of times people it's something we mention in the industry. We don't want too many people to know about it because it loses its appeal and it becomes less interesting. Plus, if it ever does emerge on the market for sale, you don't want people to feel like, oh, I've seen this thing, it was offered to me by this, that, and the other, by that guy. No, that's not how it's done for the big diamond world. It's going to be tucked away in a safe, and when the seller does want to sell it, he's going to probably tell just one other person, one other broker, say, listen, I'm looking to move this stone. I had it for a while. I'm bored with it, whatever it may be. I feel like now's the right time to release it into the market. And when that happens, just a handful of people will know about it, and that's it. If you want to open up those types of doors, you have to prove your worth. You have to prove that you're serious. It's a very different world. It's not something that you should get offended about, but it's something to understand. It's just the way it is for your benefit. Because if eventually you do end up buying that stone or that piece of jewelry, and in the future you do come to a position where you're ready to sell it, you want that stone to get respect. You don't want people to be like, oh, that was offered to me for X amount 5 years ago. Oh, so is it still on the market? So is the guy still trying to sell it? He might think that you've been trying to sell it for all these years, which gives it less respect. Or they might start to think that there's something wrong with it, right? So it's on a need-to-know basis, and you need to prove that you need to know, basically.